It's time for a little discussion, because I've seen a lot of people talk about how Triple H books stuff and whether or not is something truly enjoyable. I've been hearing people compare it to the likes of Vince McMahon's booking or talking down upon Triple H's booking, and I will say it's not all sunshines and rainbows just because Triple H took over. That being said, is he that goated or is he overrated? Also, hey, for starters, if you like wrestling content, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, join us over here on the Twitch, because quite frankly, I'm gonna be real, I'm gonna try something out with this video here, just for something to be going on in the background if y'all want to see. If you join us over on the Twitch, who knows, maybe you can join us in our wrestling community series, WKW, which is gonna be the background for this video, so hey, hope you enjoy it. And again, like, comment, subscribe, peep us on the Twitch and the socials, and let's get into the video. So, quite frankly, when it comes to Triple H's booking, there are some negatives I can point out, and then there's some positives. I'm gonna go back and forth between these two things. One negative I have when it comes to Triple H and his booking is I kind of personally wish that there was a little bit more variety in how he books some stuff. I don't want to have every single champion have long reigns consistently, because with the exception of the women's tag team champions, which I'm gonna get onto in a minute, every single person has been champion since around WrestleMania or post WrestleMania, and unfortunately some of these reigns have been lacking. I'm looking at you two tag team titles, both sets of tag team champions. We used to go and crap so much on the women's tag team titles to the point that it's kind of ironic that they are, and I mean this genuinely, the best tag team championships in terms of their booking, at least on the main roster. Awesome Truth hasn't done much, and really the only thing of note that's been going on with A-Town Down Under is their impending split up and the fact that we might have DIY win the title soon, which I guess is a 2-in-1 thing. All these title reigns being long, I don't know, I ain't feeling it. You know what? No, that's 3-in-1. Title reigns being decently long. Hey, I know I said I was going to go back and forth, but you know what? We're just living with it. Title reigns being long. Wishing that we could have a little bit more not consistency, but a little bit more variety in how we book some storylines. Some being long term, some being short. It would be nice if we can go ahead and have some storylines start up. Say, for example, Money in the Bank can come to a close around Bash at Berlin, or even at SummerSlam, as opposed to something like, for example, the story starts at Money in the Bank and doesn't end until like Survivor Series, or Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania. But alternatively, to kind of counteract my own point there, because I've been seeing some people say that they shouldn't be doing much long-term storytelling like they are nowadays, I can understand why some say this as well, or a different perspective, because of the fact that with WWE, ever since its conception, with the exception of, say, Bruno Sammartino or Hulk Hogan's title reigns, things have been very, very short term. You aren't getting long-term stories, and so that is something that a lot of wrestling fans in WWE side of things have to kind of adjust to. That being said, again, I would love if we could go ahead and have a little bit more, like, say for example, we have 4 or 5 long-term stories, and then you can have your 2 or 3 that are short-term, medium, range, say a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months or so, mix in there. Just don't do that with the women's Money in the Bank. I don't mean the women's Money in the Bank. I mean, do not do that with the women's Money in the Bank. Please, read my anime man lips. Listen to my voice. I do not mean the women's Money in the Bank. And while we're at it, I don't mean the women's tag team titles either. And on top of that, I do not mean the men's Money in the Bank. I mean actual proper storylines. Oh, there is a number of people that were kind of hoping we could see the titles get hot potatoed about when it came to the world title scene, which I would say maybe not do that. And you know what? I wouldn't mind. Maybe not quite hot potato, but I would not mind if, say, for example, if this Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes storyline that's going to start probably around post Money in the Bank, I wouldn't mind if we have at SummerSlam, Randy Orton wins the world title off of Cody. Cody gets it back at Bash in Berlin. Randy gets it back at the end of the year. And then Cody gets it back, say, at the Royal Rumble. I don't know. But at the same time, hey, while we were doing that, let Randy or maybe pop up on a Raw, or not Raw, SmackDown and defend the title or so. Same for Cody. Let's not do what we did back when the Women's Championship debuted, FKA the Raw Women's title, when Charlotte and Sasha did nothing but trade that title back and forth. No successful defenses to be seen. Don't do that. Let them go ahead and have some matches in between those bouts, whether it be against maybe not against each other, but against somebody else. But quite frankly, something to kind of change up the flow of things. That being said, again, I think a lot of wrestling fans need to learn, and this is where we're going to get into some more of the pros of Triple H's booking. A lot of wrestling fans need to learn the beauty that is patience. Quite frankly, a lot of people were getting fed up with how the Wyatt Six were taking a while to debut, and quite frankly, look at what happened. They had one of the best debuts over on WWE history in general when it came to a faction. The only other faction I could think of that may rival, and even then I feel like they get outshined by the Wyatt Six, is The Shield. Wrestling fans need to calm down a little bit. And another positive I'll give is the fact that the women's tag team titles kind of feel like they're a little bit more important. Now, I will say I kind of wish we could have had a little longer reign for Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. It does feel like they helped elevate those tag titles, and hopefully they do potentially win them back. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, probably won't, because let's be real, it does feel like they're starting to set up a feud. Maybe in the future, probably 100% in the future, they will have a feud between Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. And it does feel like they're starting to set something up there. But quite frankly, I do feel a little bit more faith in the women's tag team division. I wouldn't be surprised if we could potentially have Queen Nia alongside Tiffany Stratton winning the titles. Maybe even with Nia winning the title at SummerSlam off of Bayley and becomes a double champion. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Nor would I be that mad. Especially if we continue having the women's tag team titles get a little bit more respect. You know what? Speaking of Nia Jax has been... You know what? Maybe that's a little bit more on Nia Jax rather than just her booking. So I'm going to go ahead and skim over that. But if you want me to go ahead and talk about some wrestlers I feel have really improved, then Nia Jax is 100% certainly going to be on that video. If you want that video, let me know in the comments below. But quite frankly, when it comes to that of the fact that we have long-term storytelling, because again, like I said earlier in the video, it was super rare for that to be a thing. A good few years ago, really. The fact that the Shield's breakup is still being heavily referenced with the whole storyline between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes earlier this year, and so on and so forth. A storyline that has gone down a decade ago. Also, the fact that we have crossovers. The fact that, hey, I could say, what if we had a full-on Survivor Series TNA? You know what? And let me calm down. But the fact that Survivor Series this year may be the greatest Survivor Series of all time, and SummerSlam hasn't even came out. By the time I'm recording this, you're like, what? 1 week to the day since Clash of the Castle 2024. We have not even gotten to SummerSlam 2024. I can 100% see this year's Survivor Series being the absolute best. And another reason why I see that being the case is the fact that we have WWE having cross-promotional events, or not cross-promotional events yet, but we have individuals popping up left and right, either non-WWE superstars popping up at WWE events like a Joe Hendry or Jordan Grace. Joe Hendry, by the way, as of yesterday, has gotten the most viewed clip on WWE's Twitter, not just since WrestleMania, but at this point for the entire year. His debut alone has beaten out numbers from WrestleMania, which is partially on Joe Hendry and partially on the fact that this is a very overstar from TNA popping up in WWE, something you did not expect to see. Also, because we love Joe Hendry here. You have not only that, but you also have a number of WWE stars popping up in non-WWE events. You have people popping up in Noah and ICW, in TNA, and there's more Bloodsport. There's more promotions I can't even name off the top of my head at the moment where people have popped up elsewhere. Your Paxleys, your AJ Styles, your Shayna Baszlers, your Drew McIntyres popping up in events that aren't even WWE shows at random too. Your Shinsuke Nakamura's at random. The potential is over the roof. Not even over the roof. Over the moon with what WWE could do featuring these non-WWE shows, non-WWE events featuring WWE talent. You can go ahead and do so much with it, and it's something that we have never thought would happen back when Vince was around. So yet again, another major W when it comes to Triple H being around. Also, let me tread back one more time to the whole long-term storytelling thing. One of the greatest stories in WWE history that went down earlier this year was because of long-term storytelling. With Cody Rhodes losing last year's WrestleMania, something that I myself felt like was a mistake, being righted and having it end with one of the greatest moments in WWE history, which I got to be a part of, so I have a little bit more bias, I'll be real, because I actually was there at WrestleMania 40 with Cody Rhodes defeating Roman Reigns, ending the longest ever championship reign. My god. And on top of that, again, you have some of the story bits from Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, which has been trending back since 10 years ago in 2014. My boy, I was in high school back then, just starting it, and I have since graduated college, and they are still referencing events from back then. It's genuinely amazing. And I'll be real, I'm recording this at 4:20 in the morning, which you probably could see over on the top of me over that Twitch follower goal, which, by the way, hey, feel free to follow us over on Twitch. We got the link down in the description below. If we hit 300, I have something big and major planned. And again, if you want to go ahead and join what you see over here, our Wrestling Community Series WKW, feel free to go ahead and join us there. And who knows, you may become one of our own superstars. And you know what? Let me know as well if you do come from one of these videos that you came over from the YouTube. I greatly appreciate it. Nevertheless, let me know in the comments down below whether or not you feel like Triple H's negatives when it comes to his booking outweigh the positives or vice versa. And again, like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, see ya.